Good morning or good afternoon, Facebook. We hope that you're having a great Tuesday. Welcome to the Disney Break Daily here for Tuesday, August 15th, 2017, where we're going to take about 30 minutes out of your midday to talk about everything going on in the Disney universe. So let us know where you are once we get everybody tuned in here. Give us a shout out. Tell us who's in the chat room. Put it in the comments and let us know where you are watching or listening. My name is Mike Rallman, host of the Be Our Guest podcast and Magical Mouse Radio, one of the great travel agents over at the Magic for Less Travel as well. Don't forget, all these live shows are brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. So when it comes time to go to your next Disney vacation, to that Disney destination, drop by the magicforless.com, fill out the free no obligation quote form, mention the podcast, and you and I will work together on that upcoming trip. And it's always a lot of fun. I love doing that. Helping people head out to the Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland, Walt Disney World, of course. Just so much fun. Maddie, how's it going? Madeline down in Dallas, down in the Metroplex. Happy Tuesday to you. Vicky, somebody beat you to the first comment. You'll have to work harder tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, Vicky. Appreciate you checking in. Dave, what's going on? Appreciate you always being here on the live broadcast we do here on the Facebook page. Thanks so much for taking the time. Patrick, all right, just listening to the show from last week. Thanks so much, Patrick. Glad to have Mallory on the show. Today's her first day of school, so she is not here today. Chicago in the house. Jennifer, how's it going? Good. It's going to be a good race between the Cubs and the Cardinals this year, I think. Hey, Daniela, I believe down in Brazil. Hopefully you're having a great Tuesday. Jody in Connecticut. What's going on, Jody? Thanks for tuning in. Chris from Houston and episode 1050, so check that out, beourguestpodcast.com. Terry, what's going up in Pittsburgh, in the land of Pam from the show. Mallory Rose, hey, how's it going? Love that first name. Erie, Pennsylvania, Sherry, how's it going? And Phil, yes, he's enjoying his lunch at Yetz. I don't know where that is. I'm surprised he's on a Cooper's Hawk. We'll be in, can't wait to be in Indiana here soon. Phil, got it ready to go. Oh, Mallory's son starts school on Thursday. Have a great school year. Toby, good job. Alfred, doing great, bud. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. And Vicky's a little slow. Second isn't too bad. It's just the first runner-up. Okay, so let's talk about things we're going to hit today, and we'll get some more folks tuned in here. Rachel, thanks for tuning in from Illinois, right across the river maybe, or maybe on the other side of the state. First note, it didn't take Disney long, right? The Great Movie Ride is now closed, and we are now seeing signs for Mickey and Minnie's Railway coming soon at the Chinese Theater. So right out there, they have already made the jump for the next attraction. Of course, it will take a couple years probably for this to get installed and get open to the public. But here's the question for you on this story. How do you feel? Are you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this new attraction, Mickey and Minnie's Railway, coming soon to Disney's Hollywood Studios? Give me a number. We'll put it up on the screen from 1 to 10, 1 being, I wish they would never do this, 10 being, I'm so excited to have this new experience. Let us know what you think. We love having these interactive chats here, so let us know. Where are you on the scale of 1 to 10 for Mickey and Minnie? I can't leave out Minnie. Oh, Alfred's all in, 10. He's ready to go. He's like already standing in line outside the Chinese Theater, waiting for 2 years from now. So where are we on this? Nobody's going to judge. This is a judge-free zone, and maybe even tell why. All right, Mallory also up for 10. I like it. You guys are some positive folks. I love this. Kind of my peeps. Madeline's in there, 5. Okay, halfway. Let us know why, maybe. Jody's got a 4. Might have to do some averaging here. An 8. I feel like I should be still teaching. This would be a great lesson on mean, median, mode, and range that I used to teach when I taught 6th grade. Terry, 8. So high on the scale. Excited, sounds like. All right. See what we got here. Danielle says 7.5. I fear it'll be a children's ride. Will it? I don't know. I mean, Mickey and Minnie are pretty universal. You know, I mean, we go to, well, I shouldn't say universal, but you know, I stand in a long line just to meet those guys. So I don't know. I don't think it will be. What's it really going to be? That's the whole thing. There's going to be a lot of screens involved, kind of the classic like 1930s pie-eyed Mickey. They say it's going to be the first attraction in Walt Disney World history that features Mickey and Minnie as the primary person in the story. So we'll have to see about that. I guess it's even more than like a PhilharMagic. So we'll see with that. Yeah, a little bit early today, William. I know you're on the West Coast. Sorry about that. Just jumping in when I had the chance. Didn't want to miss it. Yeah, Alfred, you're right. I mean, the Great Movie Ride's not even cold, and they have the new signs up. They don't have, interestingly enough, they don't have Guardian signs up for over at Universe of Energy. So I kind of was curious about that. Chris says a 4, a little sad about Great Movie Ride, but a little concerned about the animation style. You know what? A lot of folks are saying, and the champion of this argument is our good buddy Joseph Fickus over in the UK, that this is kind of how Mickey started in the 30s and 40s. If you look at his animation style, this is very much that style, where he's kind of a scrapper. He's not such a he's not a bad dude, but he has a little edge to him. So we'll have to see. It's kind of that Japanese style. I'm kind of with you. We're voting on how excited we are, William, for the new attraction coming to Hollywood Studios, Mickey and Minnie's Railway Adventure. All right, Kelly's excited for something new. Exactly, but can't go 10 because it's unknown. The test they showed at D23 was really cool, William says. Okay, I didn't get to see that. Now he says, I missed Disney. Last time I was there in 97 before I lost my mom to cancer in 99 and dad to heart disease in 2000. Florida quickly became home away from home. Mallory, let's get you back there as soon as we can. I understand. I totally get that. All right, Sherry says, we'll miss a Great Movie Ride, but give it a 9. I like this. You guys are positive. Sherry's always positive. Love Sherry. Glad to have something new, but strange. I know, it is. It's going to be so weird the next time I walk into the studios to not have the Great Movie Ride there. I think that they need to change the name of the park right away, in my opinion. Great Movie Ride, Gilson, one of his favorites there. I agree. It's going to be weird without it. 5, Dave's kind of right in the middle. Could be fun, maybe not. All right, let's go to the next topic. We're going to fire through these for this 30 minutes as quick as we can. Wine Bar George, coming to Disney Springs, but apparently it has been pushed back into 2018. It was supposed to open up this fall, kind of late fall-ish. They're pushing it back a few months. Anybody excited for Wine Bar George? I'm not a big wine drinker, so I'm not super excited about it, but I like that it's adding more to Disney Springs. The more we have down there, the more rounded of an experience everybody can have, and I think a lot of folks are going to be excited for this. This isn't really, I'm not a wine drinker, so it's not really up my alley. But again, I enjoy places like, what's it called? Jock Lindsay's. That's a pretty neat place just because of the theming, and they have interesting drinks, mixed drinks. So, and also pretty good appetizers as well. So how do you feel about Wine Bar George? Let's ask you this question. Do you anticipate the next time you go to Walt Disney World going to Wine Bar George if you're at Disney Springs, assuming it's open next time you're there? See here. William says, I was at a Disney convention in Seattle last weekend. There was an Imagineer there. She showed me some footage of tests they've done in the past leading to the new ride. William is the person to know. Let me tell you, it's good to have a friend like William in our chats. We appreciate that so much. And those were cool. I can imagine, William. I can imagine. That's got to be awesome to see that kind of stuff. All right, Lawrence says, not really a wine kind of gal. You know what? I have no problem with it. I will drink wine. The problem is I feel like when I go to a place like a wine bar, it seems like everybody's a wine aficionado, and all I know is that I like Riesling. That's all. That's really all I know. So I kind of feel a little intimidated. George Melades is a phenomenal master sommelier. Can't wait to probably mispronounce his name, but I do know the word sommelier, so I feel good about that. Exactly. Phil and Teresa, they're going to be my go-tos. They're going to tell me how it is. And then maybe I'll go with them, and they can point me in the right direction. Alfred says he will not. Lauren, not a chance. I would like it a lot more if I didn't have a 4-year-old. Exactly. I'll get you there. I got a 9-year-old. I'd rather be in a park. Understand that. Mallory says, I like the wine coolers, the stuff that don't have a lot of alcohol count, but rarely ever drink. I guess I'm drunk on 2 tablespoons of liquid anti-flumidic. That was me a few years back. Sure, we will be in our day off in the park. Good. All right, Danielle's in. Don't drink, don't care. Okay. I'd be more excited about this wine when the baby finally gets here. Okay, yeah, exactly. You'll need a break. Okay, and okay, Sherry says, I like wine, but sure, with this, I agree with you that adding new things at Disney Springs, nothing about wine, just drink what I like. Okay, all right, let's get to the next story. This is a big one. Here we go. Something got taken away again. Express bus service ends on August 23rd, so in about a week. No more of that express, park-to-park express bus service where you can skip the security lines for a nominal price, to be honest. It was very, very inexpensive, in my opinion, and could save you a lot of time if you're doing some park hopping. So were you shocked when you heard this news? No more express bus service starting August 23rd. Was it a success? Or what do you think caused Disney to... They're claiming low ridership, which I don't know. I didn't do. Again, I'm guilty. I didn't use it when I was down there for almost 2 weeks in the parks. I just didn't see a need. I wasn't in a rush. But how do you feel about express bus service going away? Vicky says, I was shocked to hear that. I thought it was very popular. And Madeline says, no, just talk about how we want to do this next time we visit. I know I've had a couple guests email me last night about this. A little bummed. I was hoping to use it next year. It doesn't mean, I don't think that this means it won't be back. But I think maybe it's going to be a seasonal thing. Who knows if it'll come back maybe around Christmas when the crowds get back. Patrick says, 9, minivans are cooler. I agree, but minivans don't serve this niche necessarily. These went backstage. More money going to the minivans. Why fill us when they can fill 8 to 10 of those vans? Oh, yeah, that's true. They can get a lot more. Was planning to use it, Shannon says, in 11 days. Sorry about that. It's going to be gone just about that time. Alfred never used it, so wasn't shocked. Will it be back next summer? Chris, that's the I don't know. That's the thing. I think they may turn this to seasonal because it could be an extra avenue for revenue. Who knows? Mallory says we had planned to use them. Well, I'm sorry about that. Wife and I were going to use the Express in October. I'm really sad we didn't use it in July. We should have. Dan, good point. But again, I don't think this is going to make or break anybody's vacation. It was like a little hack, kind of an insider thing that could have really saved you some time, and it was going to definitely be a convenience, but I don't think it'll make or break anybody's vacation. Brent, now Brenda's got a good point. Now, if you're doing 4 parks in a day, this was made for you. And she says she has to completely replan her 4 parks in one day now, was going to use it for that in January. Now, that's a good use case of this service. If you want to do 4 parks in a day, even 2 or 3 parks in a day, it's when you get above 2 parks, like 3 or 4 parks in a day, it's almost a necessity. Think about it. It's worth it. So I feel you're paying Brenda that it's the thing I don't like about this, and Disney's notorious for this, is that they kind of just pull the rug out from under you with hardly any notice. You know, this is less than 10 days. And like we're seeing here in the chat, a lot of folks planning to use it, have planned out their strategies, their days, assuming this was going to be there because it has been for the last few months and now it's gone. So, what you might want to look at is Uber maybe to go park to park. And that'd probably be your best bet. That's what I offered my guests last night. Dave would have liked it in December. I think when the crowds are bigger, this shines even more. So express bus service going away August 23rd. So we have that gone. All right, let's move on. 4 out of 6. Your favorite, let's see, why isn't this showing? There we go. What's your favorite fall event down at Walt Disney World? Let's put it in the chat. I'm just curious where we stand as far as Be Our Guest podcast audience here. What's your favorite thing to do? If you had to pick one thing in the fall that you say Disney does seasonally best, is it the Epcot Food and Wine Festival? Is it the Wine and Dine Half Marathon Race Weekend? Is it Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? Is it even Night of Joy? What do you like the best? Or is it just the decorations, just the orange and maybe the food offerings, maybe the little snacks that pop up during the fall, like cupcakes that look like candy corn? What do you like best? If you go down in the fall, what is one of the things that is just a great reason to go to Walt Disney World in the fall? So let's see where everybody stands on that, because I'm always curious what brings people down. And Paul back there says, I was using it for my daughter's birthday. 4 parks in one day would have been much easier. I agree there. All right, we got Steve says Food and Wine Festival. You know what? That's a big one. Disney's glad you're saying that because they put a lot of effort into that, and it goes for quite a long time. Of course, this year it goes longer than ever. Madeline, the Booty You Parade. I agree. That's a pretty cool parade, especially the Grave Diggers. I love the Grave Diggers. Phil says Food and Wine and cooler temperatures. Amen. That is so true because it is so hot on there. And I can get hot still at the beginning of Food and Wine, but if you go towards the end, A-okay. And Food and Wine is so good. And we shouldn't be talking about food and wine over lunch. There we go, a little Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for Shannon. Got to vote there. Country Bear Christmas Show. I was going to say, William, that's a low blow. Ouch. Snacking Around the World Showcase during Food and Wine. Brenda, right with you. You know what? Can't we all just get together right now? Go down and do a little preview. Walk around World Showcase today at lunchtime. Maybe stop in Brazil, get some good food. Oh, good stuff. Chris says Food and Wine, although I've never done a Halloween party. Everybody should do it once. It's pretty fun. It's expensive, but it's fun. Alfred says, never been in the fall, but I'd say a combo of food and wine and the Halloween party. Yeah, it's really, it's not either or. You could do both. I usually do both because food and wine only costs you what you buy. Not So Scary for Dave. Getting a lot of love here. The decorations and the cooler temps for Dan. I agree. Phil and Dan need to go at the same time. They like the cool temps. Also, Sherry loved the cooler weather since she lives there. If you don't know, Sherry's a local, and she gets to go all the time. And I love seeing her pictures. And most of all, I love seeing Sherry on the race courses when she volunteers. I love giving a hug, even though I'm sweaty, and just thanking her for being out there supporting the runners. It's amazing. Kelly says, all the events are great, but you're right. The overall atmosphere is just so great in the fall. I love the colors. You're exactly right. Those oranges and browns. When you're used to seeing Walt Disney World how it normally is, it's fun to see, especially the Magic Kingdom, like Main Street, looking a little different, looking a little festive. Hey, Leila, down in Puerto Rico. Got my Vinylmation right here. It's my Yachty special, Yachty or Molina from Puerto Rico. Our future Hall of Famer here in St. Louis. Vicky says, haven't been in the fall. We go Christmas time, but from what I've heard, not so scary Halloween party. It's, but yes, the trick-or-treating. Because I'm 43, it gives me a chance to still act like I'm 8, which I do all the time. But at least I get to trick-or-treat, which is fun. And get to do it with kids. I go every year in September for my birthday for food and wine. Steve is winning. That's exactly fun. Chris says, I've been trying to convince the wife to go down for Not So Scary, but we're going in November for Very Merry. Not a bad trade-off. If I had to pick one of the parties, I'd probably pick Not So Scary. Just a little bit more going on, but man, Very Merry is a lot of fun too. Watch the parade on Main Street with the snow. Leela says, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and Sherry loves food and wine, but it gets so crowded. Thanks, Sherry. Biggest tip, if you're going to food and wine for the first time, go during the week and go right at 11. Because if you try to go at 7 o'clock on a weekend, good luck, bro. It's going to be packed. It's fun, but it's way more fun when you don't have to wait 30-minute lines at every booth. Hey, Ben. Hopefully you're doing great. Ben takes care of a lot of our needs when it comes to lizard wear and lizard hats and lizard stuff. So appreciate Ben, one of our major lizards, being here in the chat. All right, 2 more. The Disney Park blog put out a post yesterday, I believe it was, with the merchandise, speaking of parties, for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So, and also last week, I think we found out what merchandise is out there for the Food and Wine Festival. Basically, it's Figment themed. Do you ever buy merch like specific to a seasonal event like Food and Wine or the Christmas party, the Halloween party? I tend to buy very general stuff so I can kind of use it all the time. But you can also commemorate that event by buying that specific merchandise. So where do you fall on that? Do you buy merchandise for the parties, or what do you do? So Paul says, going in September, get to experience both the Halloween party and Food and Wine for the first time. Paul, you're going to have a great time. It's such a fun time to go. Really, it is. Sherry says, right about Food and Wine. Go early. Go early, go often. Just don't go on the weekends at night. George, you're killing me, bro. We're going to go up to Fenway and take two. Take 2, my Cardinals. I can't wait to watch tonight. I love watching ball in Fenway. It's so cool. I'm not going to miss an inning of this series. I'm just bummed it's only 2 games. Alfred says, love it and buy it all. All right, Alfred, cool. What do you love about it? I think it is cool looking. But then I feel like, can I wear my Halloween shirt once it's November 1st? I don't know. There you go. Kelly gets the AP stuff. That's good. AP merch. I like that. Yeah, Lauren, I'm kind of that way. I feel like it gets outdated fast. I don't know, but then it's also kind of a memory. It's like it's a moment in time. I'm torn on it. Leila's addicted to Magic Bands, love buying the Magic Bands for the parties. Disney loves you for that. Let me just tell you that. We always buy Mickey's Not So Scary t-shirts and wear those for the next trips. I do that with my race shirts from Run Disney. I'll wear the one from the year before, maybe on a training run while I'm down there. Nice. Dan says, every time we attend Mickey's Not So Scary not Halloween party, we bought the limited edition pins. I can see the pins because those are definitely collectibles. Good point. Terry says, we get spring break t-shirts when we go during spring break. I have a different years of those. Okay, kind of cool. A collection. I don't think of collection shirts. Brenda has, I have a farewell wishes shirt that I still wear all the time. Love the festival event specific stuff. That's awesome. I love learning this stuff. I do have one thing. I have a Christmas ornament from Osborne Lights that from the last year of that. Lauren says, like the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party shirts from 2017 on it. I don't like being outdated, but then they're vintage. They're like retro. Mallory says, I like to buy Disney t-shirts with the year to date in an autographed book for characters to sign. Good stuff. Steve says, absolutely. I buy the merch for Food and Wine. I love having the year associated with it. It has all the countries on it too. I agree. That is pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, it's true. Alfred, they need to bring it around the next year. I like that. I didn't think about that. Patrick collects the pins from the resorts. That's cool. That's a good idea. I do like resort specific stuff. I love that. And Layla's in for the pins too with her Magic bands. You guys are going too fast. Sherry says, "Are you running Food and Wine this year?" Volunteer? Nope. I'm skipping that one this year. Just doing Dopey. Got to cut back on some of the spending this year with the career change, but it'll be fine. Maybe next year. And thanks for volunteering. A lot of lizards going to be on the course. Mallory says, "I still have my mini hat I bought back when I went." Yes, I said it. Yes. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I got my Cardinals hat on today, and I got my Vinyl and stuff, and the Wisdom of Walt. Boom, right there on the shelf. Okay, so last story for the day. Let's bring it home here. You know that I love Derek Bergen over on blog.touringplans.com, his Saturday 6. He picks out something every Saturday and makes a list of 6. So here's the one he had this last Saturday, which was kind of shocking to me. His article was about the 6 highest rated shows and spectaculars at Walt Disney World. So 6 highest rated shows and spectaculars at Walt Disney World. And this was voted on by the readers at the Touring Plans blog. And here we go. Let's see if you agree with this or not. I'm brokenhearted right off the bat. Number 6, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. How is that number 6? That's the greatest show of all time. The middle's kind of slow, but it's still awesome. So number 6, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth. Number 5, Star Wars, A Galactic Spectacular. Now, see, when I read this, these first 2 I thought would be 1 and 2. So when there's 6 and 5, I was thinking, oh, Nicole, don't go there. Illuminations is not old. It's vintage. It's classic. It is not old. All right, so we got Illuminations, 6, Star Wars number 5. Moving on to number 4, Festival of Fantasy at the Magic Kingdom. So an afternoon parade coming in ahead of Illuminations and the Star Wars fireworks. I don't think that's necessarily saying that those 2 things are not doing great, but Festival of Fantasy to me is an amazing afternoon daytime parade. I love Festival of Fantasy. I think they hit it out of the park with that one. Problem is, we leave the park mid-afternoon because it's so hot typically and come back, so we miss it a lot. But there are times we stay in the park just to see that parade. Coming in at number 3, it's my wife's favorite spectacular, Fantasmic over at Hollywood Studios. It's classic. It's old, but it's still good. And if you notice the theme music for the Be Our Guest podcast, I'm very fond of this soundtrack. Love it. Every show, every Be Our Guest podcast, if you ever notice, starts with Fantasmic and ends with Illuminations. And Wedway Radio starts with Illuminations and ends with Fantasmic. Coincidence? I don't know. Number 2, the newest spectacular at Walt Disney World, Happily Ever After. You might have thought, did you think Happily Ever After was coming in at number 1? Did you think? Number 1? I did. And number 1, this one's going to blow you away. Okay, don't cheat. Don't go look. What do you think is number 1? What have I missed? Because this is where I was. When I was going down the list, I was like, well, okay, let's see. Magic Kingdom, Studios. What's number 1 right now? And I was like, please don't let it be this thing. Because I thought it was going to be. I didn't know. I was like, I'm going to punch my computer if this is number 1. Because it's not a bad show, but it's not better than these other 5. What do you think is number 1? Don't go look on Touring Plans. What? So it's like a show or a spectacular. Chris, that's what I was guessing. No, it is not Rivers of Light. Rivers of Light did not make the list. These are all Walt Disney World, William. I know that. I've heard Fantasmic's awesome out at Disneyland now. What it is, Festival of the Lion King at Animal Kingdom, the show. It's not even a nighttime spectacular, but it is a show and it fits the criteria, but that is ranked higher than those other 5 on the list. Happily Ever After, Festival of Fantasy, Illuminations, Fantasmic, and the Star Wars fireworks. No, it's not Rivers of Light. Rivers of Light is okay. It's not spectacular. I don't know if it qualifies. No, it should. So I'll tell you what. Here's the thing, and this is why I'm scratching my head right now as I'm thinking about this, because it is a head scratcher. I love Festival of the Lion King. It's a great show. It's got tumbling. It's got great music. It's got awesome singers. It's in the round. It's semi-interactive. It's in Harambe, which is a great place to watch a show in Animal Kingdom. And every time I go, I'm like, whew, that's an awesome show. Every time I walk out of that show, I'm like, man, I should do that every trip. I love that show. And then guess what? In July, didn't see it. I tend to not go see the show, but every time I see it, I'm blown away. So what does that say? I don't know, because it confuses me, because I do like this show. It's put on by such talented cast members that sing, tumble, dance. You got audio animatronics. You got familiar music, some of the best music Disney's ever produced. You got Simone, Pumbaa. It's got everything. I see why it's number one. I see why it's high on the list, I should say. I don't know if it's number one, but I don't know. It's amazing. So I don't know. We got some comments in here. Leela says Illumination should be higher. That's why we're friends. Kelly says that doesn't make sense. That we need to include. I know. Well, the other shows were included. Nemo could have been in there, I guess. You know, there's a lot of other shows, but I guess people voted Festival of Lion King highest. I don't know about that. Yeah, but Chris, maybe everybody does remember it fondly. You know what? It takes some work to get back to Africa and Animal Kingdom. I'm not lying. So maybe that's why people don't go. Maybe that's why I don't get back there. But I mean, think about it now. Pandora comes out into Africa, one of the exits. So maybe it'll get more popular. Jennifer just saw Lion King. It's called The Circle of Life. Things die to be born. It's in the AC does. It didn't used to be in the AC. I saw it when it was back over by Camp Minnie Mickey, where Pandora is now. It was not air conditioned, and I almost died that day. It was so hot. Yeah, Vicky, it's maybe it's misplaced in the categories. Alfred says he could see it as number one. Again, a shout out for AC. Okay. All right, so just kind of some fun here on a Tuesday. Hopefully you're having a great beginning to your week. I hope you're being very productive at work and having a great time with the family and the friends. And I appreciate you joining me here on these Disney Break Dailies. We're going to pop in each and every day if the schedule allows, and I'm trying to make that work every day because I love talking Disney with you guys. And I want to always thank you so much for supporting the Be Our Guest podcast. I got lots of great comments yesterday on the social media about Mallory joining me for the Monday show. We had a cancellation. It was kind of last minute. I had to fill something into that slot. Never want to miss a show. So thanks so much for that support. It makes Dad proud to know that his 9-year-old can come on and talk Disney with him. So thanks for indulging me there. I appreciate that so much. Again, thanks to the Magic for Less for making this happen. And when you do your shopping online, if you really want to help the show, no pain to you, go through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. It really does help support the show and keeps all this stuff going. All right. Well, you guys have a great Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow talking some more Disney. So until then, we'll see you real soon.